What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna take a look at the all-new 2022 Jeep Wagoneer. Huge shout out and thank you to Benson, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram for providing this brand new Wagoneer for today's video. Check them out, I'll have their website linked below. And the model that we're looking at today is a Series II 4x4 finished off in diamond black crystal pearl and has an MSRP at $74,400. Underneath the hood, the Wagoneer features the 5.7 liter naturally aspirated 8-cylinder engine. This pumps out 392 horsepower and 404 pound-feet of torque. It even has 16 horsepower and 130 pound-feet of torque from the mild hybrid system. The engine is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission and sends the power to the four wheels through a full-time four-wheel drive system. And with a curb weight around 6,000 pounds and running on a 26.5 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 13 miles per gallon in the city with 18 out on the highway. The overall length is 214.7 inches with a wheelbase at 123 inches. Width is 83.6 with height at 75.6 and minimum ground clearance is 10 inches. Fully equipped, the Wagoneer can also tow almost 10,000 pounds. Taking a look at the styling now with the all-new Wagoneer, this is a full-size SUV, a step up in size from the Grand Cherokee L. We have a really sweet front end with Wagoneer written out across the front portion of the hood. We have the traditional 7 slats within this front grille like all Jeeps are going to have, and you'll see a really cool brushed aluminum accent going around everything. It's around these 7 slats and around the entire upper grille that makes its way around the headlights. It gives it an extremely premium look. We have a set of LED headlights with LED DRLs/turn signals. They look really nice sunken into the front end. And then you'll see that same brushed aluminum design all in the lower portion of this front grille. There's a safety sensor up front as well as parking sensors and a lot of openings to allow cooling to the massive V8. There's also LED fog lights in the farthest side of the lower grille and sharp lines all throughout. The front of the hood folds over the front end, and you can see some sharp lines above the Wagoneer name, and then sharp lines running towards the windshield. And then moving to the side profile, we have a set of 6-spoke 20-inch wheels finished off in silver. They have a really nice design to them, and you can see a gray trim color around the fender arches. That same color fades its way towards the side skirt with some chrome trim and an integrated running board. You can see Wagoneer as well as the American flag on the front doors and a really sleek line going across the side profile from the headlight all the way to the taillight. You can tell this is a boxy vehicle and has massive proportions to really stand out on the road. That third rear window is huge, and you can see all black trim in the lower sides of these windows with a nice chrome trim going across the entire roofline that goes towards the mirror. The mirror has body color on the top of the cap as well as an integrated turn signal as well as more of that chrome trim, and we get a set of body colored door handles. The roof rails up top have more of that chrome trim, and the overall side profile is extremely proportional and looks fantastic. And then moving to the rear end, that upper chrome trim even goes towards the rear, which really makes that roof look like a floating design. Very classy looking. You can see Wagoneer written out in the back with a standard backup camera under that, and then more chrome trim going across that. I love this rear end, it looks extremely unique. Taking a look at the lower section, we have that same metallic gray trim that we saw up front and on the fender flares. There's all your parking sensors integrated with a cover for the trailer hitch. Then you can see Series II over on the right side, and the LED taillights are even sunken into the bodywork with more sharp lines all around. So there's a good look at the exterior and some of the specifications for the all-new Wagoneer. This thing is a really sweet looking SUV, especially in person. The new key fob even says Wagoneer on it. If I go ahead and lock it, we get remote start. If I double tap on the button, the V8 is gonna roar to life. You can hear it start up. Has a nice low rumble to it. Then by just pressing the button once, it's gonna automatically shut off. Then all I have to do to enter the vehicle is grab the door handle. It'll automatically unlock, and we can check out the inside. This Wagoneer has the global black interior. You can see all the black leather along the door as well as some wood trim. You get the glossy wood as well as the silver color. Then you have your release handle along with the memory seating and some cool texture up top in gloss black. You can see part of the Alpine audio system, more of the black color, some padding on your armrest with stitching and your grab handle, then all the window controls, mirror controls, and lock and unlock, then a little bit of storage down below. Moving our way inside, we have all the power controls for the seats on the left side with some of that brushed aluminum accent. Then you can see the black leather with all the contrast stitching and perforations in the center, and a really nice stripe running through the center of the seats with more perforations on the backrest. The headrest even has some of the contrast stitching and has a really nice look. And then spinning around to the steering wheel, it's a 2-spoke design with Wagoneer written right in the center with more of the wood trim and silver accents. And then now inside the Wagoneer, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. We get a full digital display for the gauge cluster with your speedometer over on the right, a digital readout for speed in the center, and then the tach over on the left. Using the controls on the left side of the steering wheel, I can control what you see in the screen. If I go ahead and start scrolling down, you can see a few more things of information. The gauges get out of the way. In this screen, I can scroll left and right and see a lot of the engine vitals and things like that. Continuing down, you have some trip information. We have your map that can come up as well. If you let it load, you can see a full immersive map, which is a really cool feature to see in this car. Continuing down, we have some off-road settings like your differential, pitch and roll meter, things like that, all the four-wheel drive. We can continue scrolling and see your audio, as well as any messages, and then some more settings within the vehicle, and then back to the main screen. You can also toggle over to see some of the safety settings. Then if we take a look at the steering wheel now, I love this double spoke design. It gives it a really cool look. To the left, we have all those controls and some of the Bluetooth and audio. Then all the cruise control is to the right. We also get your windshield wipers over on the right stalk, and then the turn signal stalk to the left. To the left of the actual steering wheel, we have all the headlight controls, as well as the electronic parking brake, your adjustment for the steering wheel, as well as your pedals, and then more of the wood trim and the black accent. Smooth dashboard. And then all the way over on the right side, you can see more of the contrast stitching as well as this glossy wood. And then we get the massive touchscreen display system right in the center. I have it on the climate controls right now. You can easily adjust everything how you would like your different temperatures to be. Fan speed as well, super convenient. And of course you can just touch it for the different zones. We can hit your home icon to get to your main screen. You can configure this, which is a really cool touch. All of the media will come up as well in a nice full screen. The climate, back to your navigation now. We have your HD screen right here with pinch to zoom, very easy to configure everything. And then we also have your phone integration you can tap to go into that menu. And then over on the right, we have your vehicle. If you go into here, you can see some of your headrests. You can automatically fold them, automatically go to your rear view backup camera. Then we have an apps icon in the farthest side. A few different things will load. You can scroll through here. You can even categorize them in a few different things, which is a pretty cool touch. Underneath the screen, we have some more physical climate control buttons for your temperature, your different zones. The fan speed is in the center. And this vehicle has heated and ventilated seats. We have controls right here that are nice shortcuts. You can toggle this one for your steering wheel. I like how these are in easy reach. You never have to worry about it, different zones and everything. Nice premium features. We have more of the wood trim and black accents. This piece right here will open up, and we have a ton of storage space in here with wireless phone charging and USB ports. To the right side, we have your engine start stop feature, lane assist, and traction control, as well as a shortcut for the parking sensors and the tow and haul mode. Your gear indicator can light up, and then we have different drive modes toggling this up and down. We can go all the way into a snow, mud, and then we can scroll down. You can see different modes, automatic mode, and then all the way down into a sport mode. We have more of the piano black, 2 cup holders in the center, and then this can close up to reveal more of this wood trim. And I really like this centerpiece. You have this that'll fold back for a little bit smaller pieces to store. Really cool design and texture. We have black leather and stitching for your actual individual armrests. Then of course we can open it up, and we have a ton of space in here for a lot of different items. Definitely very roomy in there. If we go over to the glove box, we can open this up, and we have a normal amount of space in there as you would expect. And then one last look at this interior, the new Jeep Wagoneer. It's a big SUV, really comfortable in here, a nice use of materials, and pretty good fit and finish. Definitely a pretty premium SUV to be in. And then up top, we have all of your dome light controls right in the center. And then taking a look at the rear seat space, I can go ahead and open up the door. The door panel's finished off just like we saw up front with the black accents, all of the wood trim and silver. And then moving our way inside, you can see the black leather, perforated leather, and the same stitching. And we do get a full 3-seater bench row in here. So you have extra space in this particular spec. We have storage behind the front seats, all the climate controls for the rear passengers, as well as air vents, and you can see some storage, 12-volt outlets, as well as the USB ports, and a 3-prong right on the left. The seats have a lot of configurations as well. If I press this button, it's gonna automatically get out of the way to gain access to this 3rd row. And then back here, we have 3 more seats to make this an extremely large SUV. Sitting now in the second row of the Wagoneer. So this seat, I can pull this lever and recline it quite a ways. You can see it compared to this one, which is straight up. This reclines a lot, and you have a ton of space in here. Nice size armrest and huge windows. There's so much glass in here. I go ahead and pull this back up. In the front, we can also slide it forwards and back. You can go a pretty far amount of ways back. And at 5'11", I'm sitting back here with a ton of headroom, maybe 4 inches, and I have over a foot of knee room all the way pulled back. We'll pull it up a little bit. This center seat also folds down. You can pull this center piece out. You have a nice armrest with some storage and cup holders. And then the seat itself, you can pull this lever and automatically fold it all the way down to get it out of the way. So I like how being a bench seat, you do have that configurability to move this one out of the way. All right, now sitting into the third row. This is surprisingly really roomy back here. Wow. So again, same type of headroom, and these are full-size seats. They're not just tiny little seats you get in a third row of a lot of SUVs. You have a lot of nice space for your armrest, cup holder storage, USB ports. That huge window that we saw on the outside is equally as big on the inside. You can see the headrest and everything. Definitely really roomy. This is all one piece, so you don't have any armrest. If I go ahead and grab this seat and pull it back into its original position, slid forward all the way, you can see just how much knee room and leg room we have. And then pulled back to the normal area, I still get 4 or 5 inches of knee room. So especially this configuration with 3 in the back, 3 in the center, you can fit so many people in here and have plenty of space. Even if I sat in the third row, if people were next to me, quite honestly, this is not too bad. So if you want a full-size SUV for the family, the extra kids and things like that, this configuration is a great way to go. And then onto the rear cargo space. If I double tap the button on the key fob, the power liftgate is going to automatically open up. There is a button on the rear as well. So with the seats in the upward position, you still have a ton of space in here to be very roomy for luggage and things like that. We have the power close button over on this left side with their speaker as well. Right in the center, I can lift this up. We have a little bit of storage. Tire changing kit is going to be underneath that. And then to the right, you can see a 12-volt outlet. This trim level also has manual controls right here that you can pull. It's going to automatically fold down this third row seat to get them out of your way. You can see the headrest fold down and everything, and you have even more storage space now in the back of this vehicle. I also like how there's a strap on the back side that you can grab and pull this back up. And then to take a look at all the storage, if I go ahead and pull this lever, this seat will fold down flat, and you can see it both rows folded down. We have a ton of space in the back of a Wagoneer. Definitely an extremely large SUV for a ton of people and cargo. All right guys, so we are setting off now in the all-new Jeep Wagoneer. So this is kind of on par in size of like the Tahoe or an Expedition. That's what they're going for with this new vehicle. Already, you can tell this is pretty huge. You have a huge hood in front of you, a huge dash, huge piece of glass, huge windows, and looking behind you, there is a lot of vehicle behind me. There's like a mile of cargo space in the back of this. So it is noticeably a bigger vehicle than a Grand Cherokee. I've been in the Grand Cherokees quite a bit, and they're really nicely sized. This is just that next step up. Getting up to some speed now, that V8 really gets you up to speed without even thinking, and the 8-speed transmission delivers the power really well. You are really high up in this SUV as well. You can tell it's a big vehicle. As far as comfort and luxuries, I mean, the seats have endless amounts of different ways you can adjust them. Mike filmed a Series 3 version, which has even more luxury features than this one, so that one even has more than what this one has to offer. But visibility and things like that, it's pretty easy to see around. You do have all that glass to make it to where there's not really any blind spots, and you do have blind spot mirrors on the corners. But driving it now, going highway speed, this is a really smooth vehicle. Hitting the bumps and everything, it absorbs them very well. I like the view out. This is something really cool. As far as the interior fit and finish, this isn't a fully crazy loaded version, but it still feels really nice. I like the leather on the steering wheels, same with the armrest, the wood trim, the black accents and everything. It's put together really well. I like the addition of the little silver accents you'll see all throughout. It kind of makes, especially this section, look very luxurious. So I like that aspect. No sunroof or anything on this one. I believe you can get a full panoramic as well as a third row sunroof as well if you want that. The steering wheel is really cool the way it's designed. I think it looks super clean. And it feels really modern in here and up to date. We'll go ahead and pull through a parking lot, try to make somewhat of a 3-point turn, test out some of the tighter maneuvering of this vehicle. We're gonna have a ton of ground clearance to get up this steep curb. You can feel that rear end is way far back there. But even maneuvering this around a parking lot and kind of just taking tighter turns, while it's a lot of vehicle, it's not a smaller SUV at all, it's still pretty easy to guide around. You can see pretty much the front portion of the hood, so it's a car that you can tell exactly where everything is. And you do have the nice height for your head and everything to lift up if you need to see over some things. And then getting back up to some speed, feeling out the power. Has a good sound to it as well. Shifts are super smooth, you don't even feel them. But cool vehicle. I've been in the Tahoes a lot and the Expeditions quite a lot as well, and Chrysler hasn't had anything to compete with that. The Grand Cherokee, while yes, you can now get the third row in it, it's not a full third row to where it's completely designed to have that in use. This one, especially with the bench seats, I like how you have the capabilities to have 6 people in there. So this is an 8-seater vehicle, and I think it's nice that Chrysler now has something in this size category. I think they were missing it, and I think Jeep does a really good job just making their vehicles look more premium and feel more premium. This has been nice to drive, really smooth, like I've been saying. I don't know what else to talk about. It's just a nice big SUV. You got a lot of tech in it, a lot of good style, and I think the use of materials is pretty good. It feels like a solid vehicle. I like the higher trim level has the leather on the dash. This is just plastic, so this one is missing some of those extra luxuries to make it feel like a $75,000 vehicle. But overall, I think Jeep did a pretty cool job creating something new and just bringing back that name Wagoneer. I wasn't really old enough to see those cars brand new back in the day, but I've heard the name, I've seen the old ones, and they do look really cool, and this kind of captures that same style as well. So there you go, that is the all-new 2022 Jeep Wagoneer. Very cool SUV. I like that Jeep is now in the market with the full size. I think they did a pretty good job, and all the different trim levels, there are so many to offer. This is more the cheaper one. A lot of them are going to be closer to 100 grand. So there's some pretty cool options out there. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content, and be sure to check out Benson, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram. Huge thank you and shout out to them for providing this Wagoneer for today's video. Definitely check them out. So that's it, guys. I will see you next video.